Why I say Buck Nation, it's your rude boy Juan Swagadello, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tuff Bucs. It was a nice long party weekend after the Bucs beat the Panthers on Thursday Night Football for their first win of the season, giving my man Bucko Bruce Arians his first win as a Buck. And guess what, folks? We're tied for first place, baby! Fire them cannons! Let's go! On today's video, we'll be reviewing the Bucs' close win against the Panthers and preview their Week 3 matchup against the New York Football Giants. So let's get it up. Week 2 is in the books, and the Buccaneers were able to squeak out a 6-point win thanks to a goal line stand by the Bucs defense. Christian McCaffrey thought he had a first down, but my boy Vernon Hargreaves had something else in mind. The Buccaneers defense had another solid game, limiting the Panthers to only 4 field goals. In the last 2 games, they've only given up 1 touchdown. Let's go, that's what I call tough Buck defense, baby. And yet, no one in the national media is talking about us. Instead, the narrative after the game was, Cam is hurt, something's not right with Cam. Why don't you give the ball to Cam in that situation? No one cares about that payaso and his noodle arm. Payaso is clown in Spanish. So I'm gonna do the fans a favor and change the subject back to the Bucs defense, who were able to put constant pressure on Cam and, more importantly, were able to shut down Christian McCaffrey. A lot of the players stepped up in this game, but the Tough Buck award goes to outside linebacker Shaquille Barrett, who registered 3 sacks on the night and was also named the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations, Shaq, you deserved it. Fun fact, folks, Barrett is currently leading the NFL with 4 sacks. Let's see if the trend continues. The offense, on the other hand, did exactly what they needed to do, and that's have a mistake-free football game. Jameis Winston had a solid performance, making nice throws to both Evans and Godwin, and more importantly, not forcing anything down the field. Peyton Barber had a few nice runs, especially in the second half, to eat away at the clock, and was rewarded with a touchdown. And finally, my boy Chris Godwin is proving why he's a solid fantasy starter. He recorded another touchdown, his second in 2 games, and is thriving under the radar as Mike Evans continues to draw most of the attention from opposing secondaries. With this performance, the Tough Buck Nation is feeling good heading into Week 3 against the Giants. With an extended weekend and some well-earned rest, the Bucs come back to Tampa to play the struggling New York Football Giants, who will be starting their rookie quarterback Daniel Jones in favor of Eli Manning. But before we get into the Giants, this is going to be an extra special game for the Bucs, as they will be inducting my guy, number 20, Rondé Barber, into the Ring of Honor. Congratulations, Rondé, you deserve it. And you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, you'll be in it this time around. Back to the Giants. The cover story for Giant fans was the benching of Eli Manning in favor of rookie quarterback Daniel Jones. Jones had an impressive preseason against backups, but how will he fare against the first team defense? Some of the struggles for Manning was his supporting cast. Outside of Saquon Barkley and Evan Ingram, the Giants don't have much of a deep threat. They did have Odell Beckham Jr., but they shipped his ass to Cleveland. Yikes. What a bad move. The real challenge for the Bucs defense is to keep Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley in check and make sure Daniel Jones doesn't run outside the pocket. Now let's talk about the Giants defense. And I hate to say it because I have a few friends that are Giants fans, but in the first 2 weeks of the season, the G-men have been god-awful and are at the bottom end of the pack in a majority of categories. The Giants lack the ability to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks and have already conceded 9 touchdowns. They've also given up 21 points in the first half each of the first 2 weeks. This will be a great opportunity for the Bucs offense to light off some fireworks, but not like JPP. Sorry, I had to. Is it too soon? Jameis Winston and his receiving core of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, and O.J. Howard should have a field day against the Giants' pedestrian secondary. Now that we're all caught up with the Giants, let's take a look at a key matchup in this game. Like I said before, outside of Evan Ingram, the clear offensive threat for New York is Saquon Barkley. Last week, the Bucs were able to keep Christian McCaffrey in check, and if they want to be taken seriously in the league, they'll have to do it again with Saquon. One player to look out for on the Bucs D is Vita Vea. Although he hasn't had the sexiest numbers thus far, his value comes into play when teams decide to double team him. It opens up the lanes for linebackers and pass rushers to meet running backs at the point of contact, which is partly the reason why SHAQ Barrett was so successful last week. Keep an eye out on Vita Vea. Rookie linebacker Devin White suffered a knee injury early in Thursday's win over the Carolina Panthers. It doesn't seem too serious, but the Bucs would be wise to rest him this weekend and get him ready for the Rams the following weekend. His backup Kevin Minter had a hell of a game in his place on Thursday. Your boy's coming in hot! Last week I was 2-0 with my picks, bringing my betting average back to 500. The Bucs are favored to win by 6.5 points. Like last week, this is a must-win game for the Buccaneers, and that's because the team will be on the road for the next month and a half. I will also highlight the Bucs are 3-12 against rookie quarterbacks since 2011, but that was with trash coaching staff. I have all the faith in the world in Bruce, Todd, and Byron to come up with a solid game plan to beat the Giants. But something in the air is telling me that the Giants will keep this close. The Giants are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 road games, and that's why I'm going to go with the Giants to cover the spread at 6.5 points. Last week's game was well under the projected 50.5 points. As I've mentioned before, the Bucs defense has been solid and has only allowed 1 touchdown in the 2 games played. But their offense hasn't been as explosive as it was last year. Even though the Giants defense is bad, and they are bad, I still don't think this game has the right ingredients to be a shootout. I'm going to take the under 48 points on this one. And that's our Week 3 preview of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Football Giants. Let me know who you think will win the game by leaving a comment below. If you liked the video, hit the like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're a real tough Buck though, then click that bell icon so that you get real-time notifications on when new videos drop. So until next time, Buck Nation, y'all know what to do, and that's keep firing them cannons.